I'm getting some good word from Delev that Tommy Robinson and Avi may be down to do the stream this week. That'd be awesome. Avi, an Australian legend. Said that doing this stream before got him some really good people to follow him. He's giving me a big compliment about the Bears, about how you guys are such nice, loyal people.
These guys are the troublemakers. They're not like you and me.
What do you mean stacked, like different?
They're from listen, I'll give you some education.
Yeah.
So you see your tattoos.
Yeah,
you see my tattoos.
Yeah.
They're different.
Yeah.
You see the way they dress?
Yeah.
You see the way this? But that's a goy, so that doesn't matter. But that's a goy, so that doesn't matter.
Okay, let's know who he is. Can we get on camera, please? Yeah, is this the same guy? Yeah, that one Palestinian got shot in the face and he said, "Nice shot, boy." Is this the same guy? Is it the same guy? Yeah.
Not a kid.
Okay.
I support shooting jihadis in the fucking face.
Okay.
Shoot him in the face, and you know what?
Okay.
Shoot him in the heart too.
Okay, good.
Jihadi, a good jihadi is a good jihadi.
Good. Okay, it's a good start. It's a good start. One second.
What about Israeli?
No, they're peaceful.
Jihadi.
Have you shot people like this guy? Answer. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come
served on the Gaza Strip. I've served.
Have you shot people like this guy?
Yes,
you have. He has shot innocent people who go to the border. Let me finish. Who go to the border for what? For what? Stones. Now let me get this right, yeah? This guy is the biggest terrorist ever, yeah? This guy is the jihadi, yeah? 1 second.
That is the funniest thing I've heard all fucking day.
You're gonna hear it again. This guy is the biggest terrorist ever.
Loyal people. That's very heartwarming. I love you guys for real. All right. Yeah, Tommy Robinson's a legend. That's why I'm not actually a white supremacist. I know Tommy's not a tall dude. He's got the heart of fucking 90 lions. It's a joke. It's a little true with Shapiro and some of these guys with the height, but like Tommy Robinson is a hero of mine.
And then I got my Zionist card out, which said I am a Zionist, and then I bought everything. Well, you didn't buy nothing. Shalom. Harry, listen. Shalom. Shalom. Harry, listen, let me tell you something. Yeah? If there was a war tomorrow, which there will be, because I'll probably start at the end of the session. If there was a war and it kicked off, I would be there on the front line fighting for Israel. Do you know why? Why not? Why not? It's like Celtic. I had some one of my mate's dads come up to me earlier talking about Celtic. Like, oh yeah, but you're Celtic Rangers. You know what I mean? Palestine. Why would you support Palestine?
And I would totally be boys with them if we lived in the same area.
I notice you're wearing a shirt or a button that says "I'm a Zionist." What does a Zionist mean to you? What is a Zionist?
Well, a Zionist is someone who believes in a homeland for Jewish people.
I believe. My definition, when I've looked at that in the dictionary, is Israel first.
It means Israel first.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I believe in Israel's right to exist. I believe in their right to defend themselves. I believe that the Jews have been persecuted.
Well, you know, there is a negative connotation in a lot of realms about Zionism, about international banking, about a lot of things like that. And since it does denote that it is Israel first, can you possibly serve two masters? Meaning, can you serve England and Israel at the same time?
Yeah, my battle is on my homeland, is England. And with regards to the Zionists, Nick Griffin from the BNP. He made a recent video where all he went on about was that I am a Zionist. So this is humour as well. I've just put this.
So it's humorous.
I've just put this picture on Twitter and directed it straight at Nick Griffin. I said this one's just for you.
Right. Well, you have a feud with Nick.
I have a feud.
Were you part of the BNP at one time?
I was part of the BNP.
I really admire
thank you.
your intrepid investigation into this matter. PK, stunning. David, excellent work as always, and I am compelled to ask for your indulgence in a short ceremony. Patrick McGowan, remember? Remember Patrick McGowan? Remember his Village? Remember his Prisoner series? He was a retired spy and went to a microcosm of the world. 16-episode series, 1968. It changed my view of the entire world very early on. I just had to wait for the others, the ones around me, to embrace what Patrick McGowan was trying to tell us. He outraged the industry with his program. And therefore I say, in the manner of McGowan, you, gentlemen, have illustrated and vindicated the right of the individual to be individual, and I hereby induct you both into the Order of the Ark Knights. Henceforth, we will address you as such. Sir Peter, Sir David, and this assembly rises to you, sirs. And I mean it.
Thank you very much, John. I'm honored.
We are honored by you and your work. This program is not about me. It's about people like you and the caravanners that you share this information with. And thank you so very much. Please stay in touch, stay healthy. May God bless you both, and may God help us all.
Thank you.
Exact sentiments as David. I'm honored. I don't know what to say.
I think you've done it, man.
All right.
I think you've not only said it, I think you've done it. Until we meet again, be well.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Here's a quick quote from St. Francis of Assisi. You ready? Here it comes. Glasses, please. Lord, grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We can change this. All it takes is a little wakefulness and the good work of men like Sir David and Sir Peter. Until we meet again, exercise caution in your daily affairs. Eyes up, always, and make ready for what's to come. See you.
I'm at the Seattle meetup in the Pyramid Bar. You know, we're going to get the Illuminati or whatever for the Pyramid Bar. But that was selected accidentally.
My name's Chris. I run Flat Earth Wax.
We've got Paul on the plane. On my live stream, we are. It's Patricia's too. So, there he is. I just wanted you to say hi on our live stream.
Oh, hello. Just because we're hanging out at Pyramid, don't think any of it.
Hey, I'm Nick, Flat Earth Vegan. Today's the anniversary, 11/11/11, which adds to 33 because I'm a Masonic shill.
And how many years have you guys been married today?
6. Right. 6 years if my math is correct.
666. Harley Sunshine.
Yeah,
this is amazing. It's awesome to be here with Patricia and Mark and D Marble. And
let's show your shirt.
The Satanism's cool. I like the Satanism. Can you imagine, dude? Going to Church of Satan? Going to Church of Satan? Can you imagine?
We've done a couple episodes on that.
Dude, can you
We've
imagine?
talked about it.
Do they probably play Slayer in church and it's not bad?
Yeah.
They'll be like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
I know something happened.
The Church of Satan would be fucking awesome.
Are we Church of Satan or are we...
the Satanic Temple.
We're a Satanic Temple.
Dude, that's cool. That's the cool thing about the Illuminati, seriously, though.
Yeah.
Seriously. They ask you to join the Illuminati. Dude, you're above the law. You can get away with murder.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I want to kill people and I'm a murderer. I love my family.
You want to get jumped in without the violence and the sexual depravity.
You never know when you might have to kill a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That could come up. You know what I mean?
Is this kind of you're putting it out there?
Hey.
Bill Nye, the science guy, once said that I am one giant fuckhead. Me and Neil deGrasse, straight shield for cash, and we are the evil that people want dead. Me and Neil deGrasse, straight shield for cash, and we are the evil that people want dead. You're just a product of the environment, but everything is fake. This entire shit, I don't know what to say, but I'm not buying.
Matt? Well, when it comes to... Actually, could you just repeat the question?
Yeah, Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. I am here in an undisclosed location in Colorado, and I am with the one, the only ODD TV, ODD Reality, the man, the myth, the legend. What?
And another thing that really messes with me is how non-religious truthers and religious truthers can't get along.
Right.
You know, there's nothing going to happen, or nothing's good is going to come from trying to get somebody to retract their religion or Christianity. You know, we're all still on the same team at the end of the day. If you want to believe in God or Jesus, and I don't. Hey, if you want to believe in God or Jesus, and I don't, it doesn't. I mean, we're not fighting against the same people, so, you know, we need to stop with the shield calling and all that BS, because we're all real people trying to fight, and at the end of the day, all you're doing is regressing the progress that we're making.
Totally. And it's literally feeding into what they're doing. They've done this to us. They've made people instantly. It's like 9/11. You tell a regular person about 9/11, that wall springs up. They can't hear you. They can no longer hear a word you're saying.
Your flat earthers, you argue amongst yourselves as well.
Like the
and
Scottish
actually,
Highlands, we argue.
You have been accused yourself as being sort of a member, I think, of Warner Brothers or something. You're making this up.
Government agent. Yeah.
So.
Right there. You work for Time Warner Cable? Right there. Is that who you work for? I work for Alex Jones. Who do you work for? You work for I work for InfoWars.
after I got out of high school, I went into the Army to learn how to fly helicopters, because I had learned that the astronauts learned how to fly the lunar lander by learning how to fly helicopters. Plus, my dad was a helicopter pilot, so I followed in his footsteps. I did that for 8 years. Got out of there, did a year with an organization whose initials ended up being C and I and A. So it was not what you might usually think of those initials. Or was it? Or was it?
Just imagine this. Whoever they are, they're responsible for everything, right? Release a really bad flu pandemic of some sort. Well, imagine this. If you don't get the shot, they've got all ready to go for you. No shot or cure means, well, you don't have a job.
If I offered you $1 million right now for the right answer, I know the answer. What are you going to you pick it, and I'll give you $1 million. What are you going to say? Flat or round?
That's outrageous. You can't ask me something like that.
I'm going to give you $1 million. I know the answer. They just told me. You know, my controllers just told me, and I can give you $1 million if you guess it right now. What are you going to guess?
This is the Germatrinator or something like that. And you can just go here and now look at all these ciphers. You go ciphers, and then I'm going to hit all ciphers. So now it picked up all of them. See these? And then you can type in whatever you want here.
Aaron, wait. Yes. How many different combinations of...
Well, this is the thing. This is why it's horse shit. This is why it's fucking horse shit. Because you can use any one of these that you want.
I wonder if I could. You said you traveled around the world. Your family was it a business thing, a military family that brought you around the world?
It's not something that I'm going to really go into, but I had the opportunity to see the world as a child and see that different cultures thought in different ways.
So was the family involved in things that moved you around the world? As an infant you were talking to?
No, as a child.
As a child.
Yes.
And so the family was moving around. That's an unusual kind of thing. Usually was that...
Some people do it.
Yeah, but it wasn't your family was military?
We're going to move on now.
Oh, okay, fine. You don't want to talk about that. Okay, fine.
One day, a researcher that I respect very much, Sophia Smallstorm, she said that we were talking about some crazy deceptions that were going on in the news with some of these Bang Bang events. And I said, there's so much deception in this world. And she goes, oh, David, it's worse than that. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, I think the earth might come back.
Though, how do people know that they can trust you seeing as you are Jewish?
You know more about Judaism than I do, okay? I was born, I had no choice, and I studied it less than you have, so there
you're
you go.
Not Talmudically tricking?
I know nothing about the Jewish religion.
Carry on, my friend. Someone who has Jewish heritage but is a unicorn, a truth-seeking legend. Do you ever, is it genetic? Like, do you ever feel the instinct to do this with your hands? Or is it when you stop lying, does it stop happening?
since I've withstood that with my own fucking dad, who's part Jewish and full-blown sodomite,
I have a 147 IQ.
Recently, we carried out an experiment to test the rotation to the Earth. If the Earth is spinning at one rotation every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15 degrees. And if the gyroscope is mounted anywhere on Earth, it's going to drift. In today's 21st century navigation systems, they're using what's called a ring laser gyroscope. It is extremely precise. If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15 degree per hour drift. Now, obviously we were taken aback by that. Wow, that's kind of a problem, right? We obviously were not willing to accept that, and so we started looking for ways to disprove that it was actually registering the motion of the Earth and that it in fact was registering the motion of the sky. So the next thing that we set out to do was to encase the fiber optic gyro in what's called a zero Gauss chamber to see if we could actually shield the energies being generated by the heaven. And we were unsuccessful with that, unfortunately. So the next thing that we're going to try is encasing the entire apparatus in bismuth. If everything works well, I'd like to release it at the conference.
If there's not...
At a conference in Raleigh, we want to have proof there's no curvature. And if we can do that, it's game over. But the rotation is not looking good at this point. We don't want to blow this, you know?
Right.
I mean, we got $20,000 in this freaking gyro. But yeah, if we dumped what we found right now, we would be It'd be bad. It would be bad. So what I just told you is confidential.
Okay, I won't say it.